Well, check it out, y'all. We got what you need. We're all living in apartments, condos, vans. Well, dude, even you can have a studio in a box. Yes, we can help you with that right here at Blind Knowledge. We work on your budget and we figure out your measurements. We'll get you the best sound for the best price. Let me know, 877-237-1143 or at blindknowledge.com. Yep.
Spectres all around me, living in stark, blazing the dark. One by one, pictures gather round me. Where those moonflowers used to rust no more. Spectres gather round here, living in stark, blazing the dark. Night by night, stare into the black where moonflowers used to grow.
Welcome back to Paranormal the New Normal. I'm your host, as always, Jeremy, just trying to make this world seem a little more normal. Do I ever succeed in this mission? God, no. Just like Charles Manson, I always fail. But I am here once again to keep it going, and it's another special tonight, folks. It's not your normal interview, and you know how much I love doing these, so let's get this show on the road. And we're bringing back a bracket that we haven't done in a minute. And I'm actually happy to come back to it because I was doing it for so long, I got sick of this one. But now I'm actually excited to bring it back. We are doing the Rotten Tomatoes top 34 horror movies bracket. Okay, top 32 plus four movies I threw in because shits and giggles. But 32 of the top Rotten Tomato horror movies, whether we agree with them or not, we all know Rotten Tomatoes is horrible. But we'll see how our guests agree with them. As I have the podcast that wouldn't die, and I love that name, with me tonight. That's right, I got Kevin and I got the Cult of Erin with us. It's a one-woman cult, but it works.
Just need a leader, and you just need one follower.
Exactly. I keep saying, I keep telling my wife I should start my own cult. I'd be freaking... Well, I got enough listeners. They probably follow me to some degree until I tell them to drink something. But, you know, it would work.
A Patreon, perhaps.
And that's right, folks. It's another 2-on-1 bracket. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of 2-on-1s lately. I love it. I love it because you all know the rules. If they can't unanimously decide on each matchup, I get to pick the winner, which makes it more fun for me. Because then I don't have to sit here and shake my head and be like, why? But we'll get this show on the road. And Harley, thank you for watching as always. My biggest fan. And yes, you guys are going to have a fun one with this one. And for sake of being a good gentleman, Erin will go first because, alphabetically works as we usually do it as well. So, you know, it works both ways. I got to take a chance to be a gentleman whenever I can be. But I don't get those chances often. Trust me. But... we'll take it this time. And to roll right off the bat here, the first matchup you guys have, and I freaking love this matchup because to me it's an easy one, but we'll see. It's number 14 ranked movie, Scream 3, versus, which I don't understand why Scream 3 is in this, I really don't, but versus number 41 ranked movie, fucking low, It from 2017.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to pick It because It 1 is a superior film. It 2 I didn't bother to even see. Scream, I know Kevin's going to go for Scream because he loves that shit. But I came to Scream late in the day, so it holds no sway over me. I'm going for It 1 because I also never saw the whole miniseries with John Boy, but It 1 was pretty darn good. Kevin.
Okay. No. It. I'm assuming we are talking about It Part 1 because It Part 1.
It's to clarify. It is. I said 2017. It is It Chapter 1. Yes.
It Chapter 1 is dynamite. It is dynamite. It Chapter 2 is a bummer. It's a bummer. And frankly, I'm shocked. Correct. I'm shocked. Scream 3 is even on this list. To be honest, I mean, Scream. I loved Scream 1. Scream 2 is pretty good. Scream 3 is like, you know, might as well jump off a cliff. So I will agree with you, Erin. We're going to go with It Part 1. Boom.
We're making history
And-
here, folks.
As Harley says it, she's a huge Ghostface fan. She is. Every time we do a podcast, she has a Ghostface mask behind her on the wall. But only Matthew Lillard, which Shaggy always gets the vote. And I mean, I'm happy you went for it too, because if you didn't, I had to decide. It would have went that way regardless. Because I was a late bloomer into horror movies, as all my fans know, which is why I'm so into them now. But Chapter 1 was actually my first real horror movie I saw in theaters, because I don't count Scary Movie 2. So,
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And I will say, Erin, if you haven't seen Chapter 2, it is worth a watch. It was pretty well done. If you read the book, it's pretty well done.
Is it on Tubi? Can I watch it with ads?
I'm pretty sure both of them are on HBO Max. On Max, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure, because Max is developing a Welcome to Derry miniseries about the origins of Pennywise.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Oh.
But to see who it is going to face, and actually it could be a funny matchup here if this goes right. But the next matchup, which Kevin gets to start this one, is number 13, Frankenstein, the original OG Frankenstein, versus number 28, Dr. Sleep.
Okay. I liked Dr. Sleep more than many people did. But I mean, is this even a question? I mean, the original Frankenstein classic, with Boris Karloff and the gang. I mean, it set the tone. It set the tone for years and years and years. So I got to go with the OG Frankenstein. No question.
100% correct. 100% correct. I don't know what's happening. The stars are lining up. We're in total agreement. And I enjoyed Dr. Sleep. I read the book. I saw the movie. The hat lady, is she the same lady who was in Deadwood?
No.
It looks just like her because she wears the goddamn hat. But anyway, I mean, the first Frankenstein wasn't scary. It was just really kind of sad, but it's amazing. OG Frankenstein over Dr. Sleep. Yes.
Boom.
See, and you both act like it's an easy one, but there are certain people, such as myself, who are not overly impressed by the Universal monsters. And I mean, I understand their legacy. I respect what they did for the horror industry completely. But I will personally say the best Frankenstein, in my opinion, is the Kenneth Branagh 90s directed one with Robert De Niro as the monster.
That's
the
one
where he dropped the bomb on his marriage right in the middle of that, and then never worked again, pretty much.
Yeah, but I will say that's my favorite Frankenstein. It's just because it is. But well,
right.
that means you guys set yourself up for Pennywise versus Frankenstein in round 2. But we'll get to that in a bit.
Right.
The next matchup is a lot harder one. I dread this matchup every time. It's number 12 ranked Jaws versus number 27 ranked Rosemary's Baby, and this is Erin. And this is Erin's to start off.
Oh shit! I mean, I know what I'm going with. It has to be Rosemary's Baby, but I mean, Jaws. I mean, is one of my favorite movies, but Rosemary's Baby. Jaws has certain parts, the dialogue. That's why you love Jaws. You love the dialogue. Yep. You're not worried about floppy mechanical Sharky, but Rosemary's Baby is a perfect package. That isn't it. Everybody in it is dynamite. The story is great. It's creepy. It's got fucking Ruth Gordon. I mean, Mia Farrow is so irritating in the movie, but yet I still love the movie. Rosemary's Baby.
Kevin, do you agree or disagree?
This is interesting because I know for Erin, this was kind of a Sophie's Choice kind of situation. Look, I like Rosemary's Baby, but Erin puts Rosemary's Baby up on a high pedestal, and I enjoy it.
Up there with The Shining. Actually, it's one of my top 10 favorite movies.
See, this is where our boats go in different directions. Jaws, it might be top 5 all films, just film, cinema, if you will. You've got Roy Scheider, you got Robert Shaw, you've got Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, the shark didn't work, and Spielberg still created a goddamn masterpiece.
I mean, you're not wrong. I love Jaws.
Right. So it's
not as much.
I think we're converging here. I think we need a judge's ruling.
Well, see, this is why I hate this fucking matchup. I really do, because I just saw Rosemary's Baby about a year and a half ago for the first time ever, and I fell in love with it. It was an amazing movie, and I mean, the old lady's annoying as shit, but I also am a kid who grew up going to Universal Studios riding the Jaws ride, and as a little kid, I was scared as shit to fall off that boat. Even though part of me knew those sharks were all fake, I was still scared as shit to fall off that boat. And I did do a shark movies bracket last May as Welcome to Summer bracket, and I actually just made a 3-part shark movie bracket based on Flickchart ratings, because I am a lover of shark movies altogether, and Jaws is, of course, the masterpiece and the classic that's really made shark movies what they are. So this is a coin flip, and you know what? I am not going to decide this one. I'm going to throw it to the viewers, and Harley said Rosemary's Baby, so I'm going to let Rosemary's Baby take this. And plus, Jaws has won the shark movie bracket a couple times already, so it's had its heyday on this show, and I do not think it's the best shark movie ever. I don't. There are so many other shark movies.
Right? With Dennis Quaid.
I hate Jaws 3D with a passion. And
very upset.
Jaws 3D is the worst Jaws movie. I will say it.
Wait a minute, hang on.
No. My favorite Jaws. Oh, wait for this. This is what's going to make you really flip out. My favorite Jaws movie is Revenge of Jaws.
With Michael Caine. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Michael Caine. Michael Caine. That's all I have to say. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Oh, sweet Jesus. Does reality mean anything anymore? Is up, down?
I mean, because it actually makes you think. Okay, great white sharks would not be in Bermuda because they do not like warm water.
Yep.
So this shark is purely there, driven by revenge. Which I always had this thing since I was a kid that I will only swim in oceans where I can see the bottom of the ocean floor, and that's only tropical waters. So yeah, that's that to me just created a whole new nightmare when I saw Revenge of Jaws for the first time. So but like I said, I left up to the audience because I couldn't decide this one because Rosemary's Baby is just such an iconic masterpiece as well, even though I only saw it a year and a half ago. It really is. But I don't think it may not make a difference with this next matchup. That's to see what's going to face in round 2. It might not make a difference. We'll see. It's going back to Kevin first on this one. And it's number 11, Bride of Frankenstein, versus number 26, Halloween, the original 1978 version.
Woo! Okay. I enjoy Bride of Frankenstein. I always have to start by saying I enjoyed this movie over here. If I'm being honest, it's a little derivative, obviously, of the original masterpiece. Whereas I feel the original Halloween was a trailblazer, much like the original Frankenstein was a trailblazer. The original Halloween set the tone for, a generation of shitty slasher movies through the 80s, but it planted the first seed, the first, acorn that grew the mighty oak, if you will. So I got to go Halloween, John Carpenter's classic.
Erin?
Gosh. Because I kind of like Bride of Frankenstein a little bit better.
Boom.
After all that shit, and then you just get rejected and you just burn the place down.
Burn it down.
Versus, I remember seeing the original Halloween. Debbie Does Dallas was playing in the door right next door, so I had to pop in. and see what was happening
That's
there.
a double feature, by the way. Good
No.
grief.
This was Arizona, so it was a different time. I'm gonna have to go with Kevin. I'm gonna have to say Halloween. Not Halloween 9, not Halloween 57.
Not Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Not fucking Rob Zombie's Halloween, but Halloween, the original, the pure.
See, this is when I wish I had the tiebreaker, because we actually have a serial killer movies bracket coming up at the end of April, like a group original first time done group one on my podcast, and Halloween's on it. And I know a lot of people who love the original Halloween, and I literally made a list of at least 6 reasons why Rob Zombie's version's better.
Oh.
I think the original Halloween is in the same category to me as the first couple Friday the 13th. It's just freaking awful. Maybe it's because I'm younger and because I didn't see them when they came out, and I didn't see them until they were way older and just didn't have the same value as current horror movies. But still, I remember watching Halloween as a teenager, and it still just didn't do anything for me. It didn't do anything for me. I don't even consider it a horror movie. It's a serial killer movie. That's really all it is. It's a serial killer movie. It's not really a horror movie. Because I'm not scared of a guy in a mask.
Serial killer and Halloween 1 about the same.
I mean, Rob Zombie's Halloween, to me, I like the backstory. I like the backstory of how he became who he was. I like seeing his progression from hurting small animals to killing everybody in his household. So that to me is more of a Michael Myers backstory than, I'm going to stab one person to death and then stand out in the front of my house with a bloody butcher knife while my mother comes home and puts her hand in her pocket just staring at me.
It's a slow burn. I'll stipulate it's a slow burn, but I'll tell you what you don't get with the Carpenter's Halloween is the sexual assault that you often get with the Rob Zombie movies. There's always going to be with their boobs out running, with blood all over her. But I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. You know what? To each their own.
It's Rob Zombie. I mean, this is the man who did House of 1,000 Corpses, for God's sakes. You can't expect his Halloween you can't expect his Halloween not to be anything but more gory and more sexual in every single way. But
that's true.
To my generation, that's more what horror movies are, because 90s horror movies, that's all they are. That's all they are for most of 90s horror movies. I mean, we grew up with the Wayans Brothers freaking versions of horror movies, for God's sake. So
that is true.
So it will be Rosemary's Baby versus Halloween in the next round. But this next matchup, I don't find it too difficult, but some people might. Because actually, one of these is debated not even to be a horror movie in a lot of circles. But it's number 10, A Quiet Place, versus number 25, Silence of the Lambs. And this one's going back to Erin.
Well, this is easy. They're both solid films, but this is easy. Silence of the Lambs. This is where we meet Hannibal Lecter. This is groundbreaking. You get the whole backstory of the FBI and profiling serial killers. I mean, this kicked in the door to every freaking podcast we listen to now about serial killers. Silence of the Lambs is iconic. In fact, now that I've been jibber jabbering, I don't even remember what the other film was.
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
Which I enjoy, but you're not fucking locking a baby in a trunk and expecting it to be a normal citizen eventually. You just kill the baby and live out your lives quietly.
Okay.
And as Harley says, it put the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again. I love saying that. LOL.
That baby's going to get the hose from the Quiet Place if it doesn't watch out.
I say that all the time, basically, to people on the street. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's like, love A Quiet Place. Love it. I think it was an underrated masterpiece. It came out and it kind of snuck up on the population because, it's like, John Krasinski from The Office.
Yep.
But it's great. I really enjoy it. Now, this is kind of, I think, what you were talking about. Is Silence of the Lambs a horror film? It's hard to say. It does seem, I kind of want to put it in a different category, like thriller. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's also
I understand that.
It's like a police procedural in many ways. But But in terms of quality of the two films, I mean, Silence of the Lambs swept the Oscars for whatever that's worth. Best picture, best director, best actor, best actress. I mean, I love Silence of the Lambs. I'm going Silence of the Lambs.
I mean, yeah, and that is exactly what I was talking about. Because Silence of the Lambs is, in a lot of circles, it's described more as a psychological thriller than as an actual horror movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is also in this. It is also in the serial killer bracket, of course, as well, because it damn well should be. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it may be the number 1 seed. I could be mistaken on that, but I think it is. And I mean, who doesn't like to see Buffalo Bill there freaking putting on lipstick?
Yeah.
Would you fuck me? I fuck me so hard. Like the freaking when Jay does that in Clerks 2, it's freaking hilarious. Like I love so many homages to that movie. Kristen on Family Guy too. Like it's just a classic scene. And I mean, Quiet Place was good. It was definitely
very good.
underappreciated.
It was super entertaining.
Yes,
it's a very good. It's a great alien movie. That's what it is. Neither of these are natural horror movies. They're both in their own categories in a way. So, alien invasion film is what Quiet Place is. But
it depends. I mean, how do you define a horror movie? I mean, horror, it could be 1,000 things. What is a horror movie?
Exactly. I mean, that's the debate in all this.
Horror, you know.
It is, and horror is defined by the person who's watching it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because everybody's horrified by different things. That's the difference.
I force Kevin to watch all kinds of movies because I can be like, yeah, it's sci-fi because there's some kind of science related. There we go.
Trust me.
Silence of the Lambs is sci-fi because they use science.
Well, put it this way: we'll get to people's personal horror in a play-in matchup later on. Trust me. But to see who's going to face Silence of the Lambs, and I don't think it's going to matter either way, but we'll see. It's going to be, and this one gets started off by Kevin. It's either number 9, The Invisible Man, the OG Invisible Man, I believe.
Claude Rains.
Or one of my personal favorites, and it actually won one of these, and I was so happy when it did. Number 24, Bone Tomahawk.
Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure. I might say this a few more times. I'm not sure Invisible Man is a horror film. I mean, he's often kind of lumped in with, the other Universal monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just kind of a dick, that's invisible.
He is a dick.
That's, he injects himself with chemicals.
Hyde situation. He was a dick.
He was a dick. He's a dick.
He's a creep. He's a creep.
Right.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. Now, I saw Bone Tomahawk a couple years ago, and it was one of those things I was just kind of flipping through, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Kurt Russell? I'm down. Patrick Wilson. I'm down to check this out. And it starts out like a pretty typical, Western with kind of like little supernatural elements. And I'm not going to spoil anything because it's very enjoyable. But there's one scene that just kicks you right in the nuts. And when you see it, you've seen it.
Yep.
Maybe it's crazy. I'm going Bone Tomahawk on this one, and Erin hasn't seen it, so
I haven't seen it. I was ready to go with whatever you put up against it because I don't really like the Invisible Man, but I never. And
I will say, and the fact that Sid Haig is in it too for a fast moment, but he's in it.
Yeah,
it's actually one of the last movies he did before he passed. But if you don't know who Sid Haig is, he's one of Rob Zombie's. Okay.
Spider Baby.
Yep.
Spider Baby. That's all you need to say. How come I don't have?
And actually, he's actually in.
He's in a ton of stuff.
We just did the 80s alien movies bracket, and he's in this 80s alien movie with a lot of big actors, and it's kind of funny the amount of big actors that are in this movie. I forget the name. I forget what freaking movie it was because there's so many movies in the 80s alien movies bracket that it's ridiculous. But which way you want to go, Erin?
Well, I sadly I have to go with Claude Rains because I haven't seen Bone Tomahawk. Womp womp womp.
Well, put it this way: either it goes down to me or it goes down to audience. Either way, it's going to Bone Tomahawk.
There we go.
Because I didn't know what to. I watched.
Can't hear you, brother.
All right, yeah, my headphones decided to die on me because I'm an idiot. I didn't charge them, but that's okay. I'll go off this all natural here.
Natural.
And just hopefully the echo doesn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, Bone Tomahawk, I literally watched every movie on the 100 top Rotten Tomato horror list I haven't seen before a couple years ago. And Bone Tomahawk was like the surprise one to me. I did not see it coming.
Mm.
I love it. I am not a huge Western fan to begin with, but seeing this movie, I was like, oh my God, this movie's amazing. And it ties into a lot of paranormal aspects that I love as a paranormal podcaster. It ties into a lot of paranormal beliefs. So I'll definitely go with Bone Tomahawk, and just as same as Harley did. And it's anybody who hasn't seen it, just should watch it. It's such a good movie. It's not. I don't even, calling it a horror movie is even like a kind of a catch. Like it's really not. But like you say, it's a Western, but still, it's amazing.
I have to watch it. We'll have to put it on our list.
Yeah, I mean, I had to find it. That was a hard thing. It was never on any streaming service when I was trying to look for it. But and actually, holy crap! Well, that means Silence of the Lambs will face Bone Tomahawk in round 2. But this next matchup, speaking of 80s alien movies, I'm actually very happy about this matchup. It's number 8, They Live, versus number 23, Aliens from 1986. That's Aliens with an S.
All right.
And Erin, of course, goes first in this one.
This is fairly easy, but there are aspects of They Live that I like. That's the one where you wear the glasses and you can see all the propaganda, right?
Rowdy,
I like that part of it. I don't like the rest of the movie.
There's a lot of echo.
I think the echo started, I think, when he took his headphones off.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Actually,
Yeah,
okay.
it's really echoing.
What do you guys think about it? I'm going to grab my other pair of headphones.
Sure.
Go for it.
Alien's the one with the cat and shit, right? It's all Sigourney all the time.
It's let's get him.
Aliens is the one where it's the little girl and Sigourney's protecting her.
It's like Bill Paxton, Michael Biehn, and the rest of the gang.
It's a huge. It's the way better Aliens movie.
Okay, well, first of all, that's clearly an insane comment, but
it's more action. It's like an action, the second one's James Cameron. It's like an action film.
I'm familiar. No, I just needed a little trigger, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with They Live. I changed my mind. I talked myself out of Aliens. I love the obey, the consume. I'm going with They Live. Boom.
Well, first things first. Is the echo gone?
It's much better. 100%.
Okay, cool. These headphones don't always work, and I'm just happy they actually work the first time I plug them in this time. So yay. So the question for you, Kevin, is:
yes,
are you all out of bubblegum, or are you going with the Aliens?
I've come here. I'm sorry, I left my bubble gum at home. I like They Live. I like They Live a lot. They Live a lot. I think the message is kind of interesting. I like the alley fight with Keith David that goes on for 20 minutes.
Oh my God. That was very amusing.
But Aliens is an action masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. It's like it's got a great cast. People ask me which I prefer between the two Alien and Aliens. They're just very different. Alien is, science fiction horror. Absolutely. Yep. Where this, again, I don't think it's a horror film at all. I think it's an action film where... Oh, shit. That's my impression.
The end
That's
of the
probably why I like it less.
I would say the last 20 to 30 minutes is a horror movie.
It definitely has more horror elements as the movie progresses.
When the freaking queen wakes up, that's a whole the whole "get away from her, you bitch" is a horror element. That's a horror element.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But I'm going Aliens. I'm going Aliens over They Live, which I enjoy, but I think Aliens is a better film overall. So we got to split. Split.
We were almost on there, but I talked myself out of it. I'm standing by my They Live.
Which shit? This means that it's here up to me, the audience, and I kind of feel like I have to do this one. Otherwise, I'm scapegoating my audience and doing shit here if I don't do this. So, as much as they love it, I don't see They Live as a horror movie.
Not at all.
I see it as a science fiction alien movie.
Yeah.
As much as I love the idea of reptilians really existing and wearing human skin, Hillary Clinton, but just one. I mean, I wouldn't throw my hand on a certain Sleepy Joe either on that, but that's a whole nother topic. But I have to go with Aliens. To me, it's more of a horror movie, and when that queen wakes up, oh my God, it's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother world, and the first Alien, I will tell you, I can't stand. It is so boring. It's body horror. That's all it is body horror, but it's boring. Like, there are so many better body horror movies out there, and this is not one of them. Aliens is freaking a masterpiece. And the technical details in that movie are beyond belief good. I won't even tell you how much money they had to spend to get rid of certain parts of Sigourney Weaver's body. So, yeah. I'm not going to go into that again because I just did for like 10 minutes on our 80s alien movie bracket. But Aliens, we'll move on just because it's Aliens. But it might not matter. It might not matter because you guys are going into the first play-in matchup of the night to determine who's going into round one. And these two were not in the top 32 horror movies of all time from Rotten Tomatoes, but my co-host of Maniacal Music Musings, Chansey, they are two of his favorite horror movie franchises. So I call this the Chansey play-in matchup because these two had to be included. It is number 54 ranked Hellraiser versus number 96 ranked, and I truly think this ranking is correct, Texas Chainsaw Massacre OG version. And Kevin starts this one out.
Okay. This is hard. This is a hard one.
Is it?
It's hard. I know you love Hellraiser more than I do.
I enjoy Hellraiser.
I enjoy Hellraiser. The interesting combination here is because they're both kind of cringy if you think about it. The violence that you see in these movies, although in Texas Chainsaw Massacre you don't really see much. It is much more implied than you think. You think that you're seeing, gore and viscera, but you actually don't see much in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You see nothing. You hear a chainsaw. That's
right.
You don't see anything, which is part of my problem with the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
If I had to choose, I think I'm going Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What?
Boom. I think I'm going Texas Chainsaw because it's one of those movies. I think it actually got an X rating when it first came out without showing anything. People who haven't seen it in years think that you see a bunch of shit, but you don't. It's all just kind of mood. It's all kind of the setup. And they don't really show anything.
The only thing you really see is a girl getting put on meat hook. That's the only thing you really see.
You see him kind of put her up and then she's on it, but you don't. I remember I saw the remake from like 2005 or whatever, and they hammered
2003 remake.
2003.
And Chansey always wants to kill me for saying this, but I like the 2003 remake 100 times better than the original.
Okay, fair enough. Erin, what do you think?
Yeah.
I remember there was everyone talked about the original not Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And so I was too afraid to see it. So when I finally saw it, I was like, it was like oversold. Whereas I thought that Hellraiser was something new and unique. I was already jaded by then. It was just so, like, fucked up and creepy, and it's like some kind of bondage, and, it's horror and sexuality, the exquisite. I mean, I just thought it was something totally new. Plus, they did the little weird claymation when the uncle was being brought back to life. I thought it was, like, unbelievable. So, I'm going Hellraiser.
And Harley agrees with you, that's for sure. And because she actually said boo when Kevin said Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, but I
say Cinnabite at least twice a month. I
and
work it into a conversation if I have to.
I honestly wish Chancey was watching right now, because if he was, I would give him the deciding vote, because I know I like to torture him with this decision every chance I get. But if it's my decision, I will say No More Tears. It's a waste of good suffering. So, Hellraiser all day. Cause
all day, boom.
I watched Hellraiser in high school, and it literally creeped me out, but also made me fall in love with it at the same time.
It ripped your soul apart.
I mean, I don't want. Every time I see a Rubik's Cube or any kind of a box,
Right?
I'm like,
don't mess with it.
I don't think you want to do that. Put it down.
The lament configuration. That's all you need to know. But and when you see those chains come out of the ground and rip into her, oh my God! It turned me into the man I am today. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I can't perfectly say. But,
Clive Barker's to blame.
And actually, Clive Barker was actually in something recently, something I love, and I can't think what the hell it was. I forget what it was. God damn it! He was in some horror movie recently, or he was in some movie recently as like an extra, and it was kind of like amazing to see him in it. I can't remember what the hell it is now though, but my mind is always.
My book club just read one of his books, but it was the juvenile fiction. You know, he writes juvenile fiction too. The Thief, is it The Thief of Time or The Thief of...
Young adult fiction is a moneymaker. I don't blame him.
I thought it was kind of boring. There were no Cenobites.
And I also am a huge fan of religious horror, because I have my own issues with religion. So religious horror. We do have a religious horror bracket as well. I have about 70 to 80 horror brackets made up. That it'll probably take me the rest of my life to get through them on this show, but we'll see. And
we could do a whole like former Catholic horror situation.
Oh, trust me, the religious horror bracket is 90% Catholic movies, but 90%, but for a good reason. But that does mean
Pope's Exorcist. Did that make the cut?
Which one?
The Pope's Exorcist.
I'm pretty sure it did, actually. Mel Gibson, yeah. Mel Gibson.
Scooter from Italy to Spain.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, not Mel Gibson. I'm sorry. They're both fat.
But Mel Gibson could have stepped into it. That's
Absolutely.
for
sure. They're both fat with beards now, so it's hard to tell.
Yes,
that is true. Yeah.
But that means Hellraiser goes into the first round.
Boom.
And this one gets started off by Erin. It's number 54, Hellraiser, versus number 15. I do not understand why this movie is ranked so high. The Lighthouse.
Oh, never! I didn't see that. It looked terrible.
You aren't wrong.
I didn't see The Lighthouse either. That was one of the only ones on the list. I know it's Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, right?
Yeah. Nah. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I watched it only because it was on the list,
and it's a meh.
It's
oy vey.
There is, not to give spoilers, but there is one good scene. I mean, it's basically just about two lighthouse keepers going crazy, but there is one good scene.
You're not selling it.
There's one good scene with mermaids, and I guess if you were a teenage girl in the 2000s, there's a scene where Robert Pattinson is being his meat, but.
Well, where do I watch this masterpiece?
And while the mermaids watch, is that what's happening? They're voyeurs?
No, that's William Dafoe looking for the mermaids. But
oh, lovely.
I mean,
it's getting better and better.
It's to see Green Goblin and Batman together in the lighthouse going crazy is not what I thought it would be.
Well, maybe if you
Shocking.
form it that way, I might come back.
But which way is it going to be, Erin? Hellraiser or the lighthouse?
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, and they're gonna come and raise hell at the lighthouse and burn that fucking place down.
I wish.
Hellraiser, Hellraiser.
Honestly, Lighthouse is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my fucking life, and I fell asleep watching it.
I say Hellraiser 6 over it, even though I haven't seen it. I know I will hate it.
I'm sure. I mean, they've done so many Hellraisers now, it's getting ridiculous. But and Kevin, I'm pretty sure you just agreed to that as well.
Yes, I stipulate.
And as Harley says, she doesn't like vampires that sparkle. But
Fair.
that means aliens will face Hellraiser in round 2, and we now get to go to the second side of round 1. So we're getting there. It's now the top 7 movies in the rankings, and start off with this one, which we're back to Kevin on this one. It's number 7 ranked, The Babadook, versus number 22 ranked, Night of the Living Dead.
Easy.
The original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much every movie on here is the original version, except for it, because they don't count the TV series as the original.
The Babadook is amazing. It's amazing. It's really good. It's a lot of family drama stuff kind of mixed in there as well, which can be a little, tough to take at times. But I'm a zombie dude from way back. I mean, I if you ask me what's my favorite monster in movies, it's always been zombies. And the Godfather, the grandfather of all zombies, is Night of the Living Dead. I gotta go night. I can't help it.
And Erin?
That movie fucked me up when I saw it in high school. It like I watched it, I was stunned. Months would pass and they would pop up in a dream. It like damaged me psychologically. So maybe I was gonna go. Sometimes I can talk myself around in a circle because I love the Babadook. But
it's top drawer.
It's top drawer, but I will say I had to do some Googling afterwards to figure everything out from the Babadook. Night of the Living Dead, the original. I mean, I don't know why anyone tried to remake that. And on a side note, our community theater a couple years ago did Night of the Living Dead, and then they would like just switch scenarios. What if the black guy didn't die? And everybody gets back in their spots. They did it like 5 times. It was
like Clue.
It was like Clue, but oh so terrible, and with no Tim Curry. So I talked myself into it. Night of the Living Dead, OG.
Well, I am honestly happy I don't have to decide because I fucking hate the Babadook. I couldn't stand that movie. I didn't think it was a horror movie even. It was just family drama the whole time. I mean, it seems to be an element in more modern horror movies that family drama plays into it a lot. Between that and
Hereditary
and Don't Let Them Inside.
But it's like all the drama and the angst and the psychic energy like creates the creature. That's what I liked.
It
was fresh.
It's a tulpa. It's like a tulpa, like a golem. That's the point of it. But
okay.
From the paranormal standpoint. But Night of the Living Dead, I am really not. I didn't like zombies at all until I watched The Walking Dead. That's the first thing that ever got me into zombies. I do not like the old ass zombie movies because they bore the crap out of me. But I think it's just because I grew up in the 90s and we had horror movies that were actually terrifying compared to those old zombie movies where it's just slow moving walkers and it's like, oh come on. Like I was a fat kid and I could outrun these things. So, but I'm happy I don't have to decide. And this next matchup, I'm happy I don't have to decide either. Hopefully, but to face Night of the Living Dead, it's going to be either ranked number 6, When a Stranger Calls, the original, versus number 21 ranked, The Blair Witch Project.
Oh.
And Erin gets to start this one out.
Honestly, I was going to go with I mean, when The Stranger Calls was terrifying when it came out, but really by the end of the movie, you kind of felt sorry for the serial killer. I mean, he was hounded and hounded. What he served his time. He was a fragile shell. He's released in the community, and then he's hounded and hounded until he cracks and loses his mind. So for me, and I've talked to some other lady friends, and by the end of the movie, you feel sorry for him, and you're like, shitty cop, but maybe he could have turned his life around or whatever. But the beginning of that movie was fucked up. I mean, how many times did I just prank call people? Have you checked the children? Just random numbers. Who is this? Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's
What was
hard.
the choice?
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch is another thing where the buildup was always better. So I guess I'm going Stranger Calls because all I got from Blair Witch, I mean, I was so fucking excited. I took a day off of work and met Kevin and my other sister. I drove to Orange County to go see it. And all I got was some motion sickness. Because I kept waiting and waiting for the thing that was going to happen to fucking happen. And unless Johnny standing in the corner is the thing that was going to happen, I'm just disappointed. So Stranger Calls. Boom.
Johnny standing in the corner. Interesting.
He's in a timeout.
I mean, I've watched When a Stranger Calls recently, within the last couple of years, I should say, maybe not that recent. And the beginning with the family, yes, around the Christmas tree. The beginning is really scary.
Yeah.
Then it's about an hour and a half. That's kind of boring. And then the last like 2 minutes, really scary again. So it's hard to determine if When a Stranger Calls is really that good. Blair Witch, it's kind of like what you said, where it was like there was a lot of buildup. Like, is this real? I mean, is this real found footage?
No,
I mean,
found footage, just
Absolutely.
like Cannibal Holocaust.
Just exactly like Cannibal Holocaust. But then when you start watching it, I wasn't that impressed by the acting. And then it was like they're finding things. It's like, oh my God, the witch left something for me. I can't tell what it is, though. It could be anything. Take my word for it. It's scary.
It's a David Lynch ear in the grass. That's what it was.
It's something like, and then you're right. At the end, it's like there's the homie in the corner, and the camera gets knocked over. Credits. I guess at gunpoint. When a Stranger Calls.
Well, okay. Once again, I'm happy I didn't have to decide because I do love When a Stranger Calls, and I think Blair Witch is one of the. I refuse to watch it even because I think it's one of the stupidest movies ever.
It was giving me vertigo, quite frankly.
If the original legend that Blair Witch is based on, the Bell Witch, is a lot creepier than that movie could ever be, and they actually are doing a Bell Witch movie, which looks promising as hell. And
it's only 40 years after the other movie. They want to capture some of that change.
And Small Town Monsters actually did a documentary about the Bell Witch history, and it's really, really good. So
cool.
I mean, I love Small Town Monsters documentaries. They're freaking amazing. They've done so many on Bigfoot and the Dogmen phenomenon that's just insane. But,
where do you see that? I've never heard of that.
Just look up Small Town Monsters, STM. I've had two of the members of the crew on my podcast before. They did their own podcast for a while, Monsteropolis. They are a production company out of Ohio that does documentaries on paranormal topics, and they've gone to Alaska to research Bigfoot. They've gone to Washington to the God damn it, how am I gonna forget this? To an actual place the government does not allow people to go normally because it's protected. They won't say why, but gee, there's all these big nests in the ground, and what else could be staying there? I don't know, but
because the Bigfoot lay eggs. That was not in the Max Brooks book. There was no egg laying.
No. These Bigfoot just live in nests. Like they live in like these nest-like type structures.
Oh, like Big Bird?
That they sleep in. I
it's
guess
like
it's more
Snuffleupagus.
comfortable. What the hell is that?
Snuffleupagus.
Oh my God! I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. I can't believe
everything's A-okay.
That's terrifying the way you do it.
Now that would make a good horror movie song.
That's a word.
Honestly,
Bring Goblin back. He can do the music by singing.
Honestly, wait till Sesame Street becomes public domain, and then I'm pretty sure there will be a horror movie, just like Winnie the Pooh, just like Winnie the Pooh. But
Or Pooh.
I love Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, but yeah. So when a stranger calls, we'll face Night of the Living Dead in the next round. The next matchup, though, is the number 5 ranked, and I don't agree with this at all, Alien from 1979 versus number 20, It Follows. And this one is back on Kevin going first, I believe, or am I mistaken? No, Kevin goes first in this one. I'm right.
It Follows is very good. It's very good. I thought it was an interesting premise. It's one of those premises that you can sit back and talk about, like, what would you do if it's following you? Would you pass the curse on and all that stuff?
I was gonna say there's only one thing you really can do.
Well,
at least you got fun doing it.
Well, I think Erin suggested it's like you fly to Australia.
I got to
wait a little bit.
Out. I was like, well, how far is it from here to here?
Yes.
How far is it from here to here? Will it cross oceans? And how long does that take? Yeah.
Does it swim? I mean, does it swim? I mean, these are
just like a log and it just floats along in the current? Or
I mean, I feel like it'd be one of those horror movie scenes where like they show the person in the plane and then like they just like shoot to the back of the plane and you see it stand there. Like
you'd be screwed at that point. Yeah. If they get on the plane with you, then it's ball game. So I don't know. What do you do?
It's a supernatural being. I feel like it could just like kind of teleport to wherever you are.
But it doesn't do that. It walks.
It doesn't do that.
It walks
because they haven't gone to this. They haven't touched the scenario yet where you're not on land. So I don't know how.
I don't know what. Is there a 2? Is it a standalone?
No, it still follows.
I mean, I haven't heard about a sequel being made, but I could be 100%.
That was a solid film. I hadn't seen that before until we covered it.
Nothing about a horror movie about freaking STDs, but you know, that's basically what it's a metaphor for. But
yeah.
And how badly does that dude want it? Where he's just like, "I'll take the curse if you throw me a little something." That's pretty bad. It's like, bro, come on.
He gets what he gets. Don't throw a fit. When your mama's coming on to you.
Exactly. Now, that being said, we're going to disagree on this. Alien is dynamite. The original Alien is great. I think it's Ridley Scott. You got Tom Skerritt. You got Yaphet Kotto. You got John Hurt, Harry Dean Stanton. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think it's different because a lot of those movies, frankly, pre-1980, it's kind of you're slowly building up the tension. You're slowly you're adding on to the mood. It's not like Aliens, which came out a few years later, which was very 80s, which is like, we're jumping right in, guns a-blazing, get this shit going. So you have to appreciate it's a different aesthetic that they were going for. But I think it's very effective, and I love Alien, no question. Alien.
I saw Alien with my father while we were camping when I was 13 years old. I thought it was the most boring film until it wasn't, and I became again psychologically damaged. You have to go with Alien. There's nothing like Alien with all the fucking Geiger bullshit and everything. This was the beginning of Geiger, and I mean, it's untouchable.
The face hugger and stuff and the whole deal.
My God. Yeah. And it's less like a car chase than Aliens. Although I saw Prometheus. I liked Prometheus. Because it's the dude from Game of Thrones.
I mean, Prometheus was good too because it was like a prequel. It was like a good prequel series.
But it had that shit, Damon Lindelof, where it's just like, I'm not going to explain shit. I'm just going to throw a bunch of weird, crazy imagery and action sequences. And here's a crazy creature over here. What does it mean? Who knows? I don't even know.
Well, the characters don't know.
Well, I don't think he knew. Have you ever watched Lost? Where you're just like, I find it offensive if I explain myself, even to myself. I don't even know where it's going. So,
Alien.
So we both agreeing on Alien?
Yep.
All right. I don't. I see. I would have gone with It Follows. I personally would have, but that's me.
I really like It Follows.
I do too.
I might
And
go
actually,
watch it
okay.
again.
Two movies we spoke of earlier are going to be in the next two matchups, but this next matchup to see what's facing Alien is going to get started off by Erin, and it's number 4, Us, versus number 19, Let the Right One In.
Oh, boom. Let the Right One In. Absolutely fucking fantastic. Us was good. I enjoyed Us. It wasn't as good as his first one.
Get Out.
Get Out blew me away. Us was good, but no. Let the Right One In. That was an amazing movie with the little kiddo vampires. I mean, come on. If you haven't seen that, in the name of Jesus Christ, go see that.
I've seen.
The power of Christ compels you.
I have seen both of these, but I will hold my commentary till Kevin picks.
No, you know what? And I agree with you. I agree with you as well. Let the Right One In. It was kind of heartwarming in a kind of a perverse way. Like their friendship. There's a lot going on.
Sex predator, fake father. Yeah, I mean, it was complex and complicated and sweet.
Absolutely.
And sad.
It was because he was kind of a loner. He was, didn't have any friends, was getting bullied. Yeah. And then he makes his first friend, who's the little crazy vampire kid from out of town.
The little sweetie petite.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what? With Us, I definitely thought it was a step down from Get Out. And frankly, what I kept wondering is how were they feeding those goddamn rabbits?
What the fuck with the rabbits?
Right? And it's like, what did they do? Were they people just shoveling rabbit shit all the live long day?
And they're supposed to be living a parallel life. So are the people eating Wagyu and then they eat a rabbit? If I'm at McDonald's, is it still a rabbit? What the hell?
Who knows? Who knows what the answer to these questions are? Us was fine. It wasn't like it was a piece of shit. It was fine. There were parts I thought were very creepy, but it's one of those things where it's like, see, I'm somebody who's like, I want to know what's happening. I don't want to have to sit and go like, what the hell are you trying to tell me? And this one, it was like the more information they gave me, the less it made sense. So it kind of pissed me off eventually. So I'm going to go with Let the Right One In. No question.
All right. Now that Kevin has officially decided that you both are going the same way, I will say Let the Right One In is an amazing movie. I'm not going to lie. I think Us is Jordan Peele's best movie.
Boom!
Interesting.
As a paranormal podcaster, the idea of doppelgangers, the idea of a society living below us that we don't know about, and it also ties into the Hollow Earth theory. So, I mean,
and the horror of Hands Across America.
I was just going to say that.
But the idea of different dimensions possibly that these creatures live in, and that they look just like us. Because I mean, there are so many stories out there of doppelgangers existing that it's kind of scary. So
and the M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end of the movie.
Yes, no spoilers, but yes, I think Us is Jordan Peele's best movie by far. Don't get me wrong. The other one you mentioned is right there next to it, but I mean, Nope is down way below it, like very like 20 feet below ground.
Still entertaining.
Nope. I'm just saying Nope.
Shit.
Nope.
Oh, Nope is Nope.
Nope was straight trash. I'm not gonna lie, but and I love alien movies, but Nope was straight trash. But
anyone where a monkey's on a rampage, you sign me up.
But
I wanted to eat my fingertips.
But Us, I loved Us. I thought it was amazing. It actually had me at the edge of my seat, like, oh my god. But so that does mean Let the Right One In moves on to face Alien in the next round.
Much to your chagrin.
I do not choose these brackets, so it's not. I have no say. We did this as a group once. I had my say. So, but that means the next matchup I love this matchup. It's going to get started off by Kevin, and it's number 3 ranked Tales from the Hood.
That's number 3?
I did not make these rankings. But, and it's going against number 18, Hereditary.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, well, come on.
Jesus. Okay.
And
go
this
ahead.
is the original Hereditary, the Swedish version.
Are you fucking with me? Is there a Swedish version?
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Swedish version.
Actually, oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the next matchup.
I was like, what the?
No. There's only one version of Hereditary. I'm thinking of the next matchup.
I was like, what?
I'm thinking of the next matchup.
I've seen Tales from the Hood back in the
Many
90s
times.
in the theater. I'm trying to think. Corbin Burnson was a racist who lived on a plantation, and David Allen Greer is in it. I'm trying to think who else is in Tales from the Hood. And there's a wraparound story. It was kind of like Tales from the Dark Side kind of thing with there. So it was like little stories.
It's an anthology movie.
Anthology. Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, good God. Hereditary is a well-made film that is excruciating to watch. It is the family drama is, I mean, it's Ari Aster likes to fuck you up. He truly does. I guess I'm going to go Hereditary because obviously a much better made movie than Tales from the Hood. No offense, Tales from the Hood.
Which is getting a remake next year, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I would choose Hereditary to go on to the next round, but it's like if you've seen Hereditary once, you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to see it again. It's not a whole lot of fun to watch, in my opinion.
It's not.
It is tough. It's a tough slog. Not a slog, but it's tough. So yeah, Hereditary.
Erin, which way you think?
100% Hereditary. Tales from the Hood is trash. Tales from the Trash. I hated that movie. Hereditary, I highly recommend to people because it's like so fucked up. And it's tense and it's terrifying and you're like a little bit fucked up for a little bit afterwards. Hereditary.
I will say I know a lot of people who disagree with you and think that Tales from the Hood is an amazing movie, but I'm not.
You know what? Go ahead.
I'm not one of them. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's more funny than anything. But
100%. It's light. You can watch Tales from the Hood. There's no ill effects of any kind.
The one tale in it with the dolls is kind of creepy.
That's the Corbin Burnson one, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the dolls that are like possessed by the slaves chasing him around the house.
Those dolls are fucked up.
It reminds me of this really horrible horror movie I saw that's from 1984 called Black Devil Doll from Hell.
I have not seen that.
I've heard of it.
It's actually getting a remake as well. And I suggest
A24.
I suggest everybody watch Black Devil Doll from Hell from 1984. It is one of the most fucked up movies you'll ever see in your life. Literally.
It's kind of a trilogy of terror kind of thing, right?
Well, Black Devil Doll from Hell is just a standalone thing. It's only one story.
But I mean the doll, the evil doll kind of thing.
The evil doll does some very unspeakable sexual stuff. I will not say.
Oh shit! Well, there you go.
But it's a very unknown 1984 movie that is creepy as shit, and the music they play in the whole movie is just eerie. But I mean, I honestly don't know how to describe it. But Hereditary does move on, as you both decided, and it will be facing either the number 2 ranked movie, Get Out, or the number 17 ranked movie, and yes, this is the original Swedish version, Demon.
Demon.
I don't know if I saw Demon.
Is that? I remember the Italian movie Demoni.
No, Demon. It's the movie. It starts with a wedding.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen this one.
I've seen the American version. I have not seen the Swedish version just because I couldn't find the Swedish version.
I don't even know if I'm familiar with this movie.
From what I've heard, the Swedish version is a lot more terrifying.
Oh shit! I think you're first, Erin.
Oh shit! I was
Yeah.
over here trying to Google stuff. So it's Demon versus
Get Out.
Oh well, Get Out was amazing. It blew my socks off. Absolutely blew my socks off because one, I love the Stepford Wives, even though they still haven't done a proper one yet. The remake was crap compared to the original, and I still think it should be redone properly.
I like the remake with what the hell's his name? The guy from Producers. I can't think of his name.
Gene Wilder?
No, the remake Producers.
Nathan Lane?
Lane?
The other guy.
Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, Matthew Broderick's in the remake of Stepford Wives, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right, with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like that version.
I did, but that was me.
I like the sinking pit where the crazy wife would put you in the trance. I like the Stepford Wives vibe. I love all the white privilege pointing out. I mean, it's fantastic. So it's really easy, especially since I haven't seen a Swedish film named Demon. And when I tried to Google it, an Indian version popped up. I was like, they don't look like Swedes.
I love Lil Ray Howery in
he's dynamite. He's
dynamite in that movie,
hilarious.
and I mean I'm a huge Bradley Whitford fan, so seeing him as the villain in that movie was everything. But
no, I wasn't even familiar with the movie Demon. I just looked it up. It's from 2015. I'm gonna have to check it out because it's on the list now. But Get Out is great. Get Out. It was another one of those films that we talked about where it was just kind of like, went to theaters with not a whole lot of fanfare,
right?
And then just word of mouth just kept growing. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture that year,
and it should have been. It should have won. I usually hate the Best Picture. It also reminds me of, remember being John Malkovich when you're going down the tunnel, you just pop into Malkovich.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and said this is being a black young man.
Yeah, I mean, Get Out it speaks volumes about race, culture, and I mean, I think it would have been just as horrifying if they were taking the body parts of young white people as well. But I mean, it would have been just as horrifying. But the fact that Jordan Peele threw the race element in made it even a little more horrifying for certain people. So, I mean,
and the concept is you don't just disappear; you're in this black pit of despair.
Right. You're still kind of hanging around
in this horrible place for the rest of your life because these are young men.
And I mean, what the scene where she goes to hit the teacup and he's like, "Not this time, bitch!" and he throws it like it freaking that made me like actually like that made me get and be like, yeah.
No.
Like
Daniel Kaluuya was dynamite. He was dynamite. You see him sitting in the chair with like the lone tear coming down.
Oh my God. That was so disgusting. I was like, oh, these people are all monsters. They all need to die.
Oh, they did. And they shall. And
how come the wives were not... How come only the men are replacing themselves?
No, that's not true. It was like the grandmother was like the African-American woman. Remember, because there was a moment, because there's always these moments where they're talking like, "Are you all right? Is everything cool?" And it's almost like a record skips where you can see like a glimpse of the real person buried deep inside.
I got you.
Yeah.
First, I don't know why, but in my mind, the housekeeper lady, I just thought she was clueless.
She was great.
What was going on?
They were all so good. I mean, honestly,
it's a fantastic movie. Get out.
Well, we shall get out of that matchup because Get Out's moving on to face Hereditary, and that means there's only literally 3 matchups left in the first round. And I promise the second round and beyond go a lot faster. But the next matchup is an easy. Well, it depends how you feel. Actually, it might not be easy for you. It's the number 1 ranked movie according to Rotten Tomatoes, Psycho from 1960, versus number 16 ranked movie, Bird Box. I know. I did not make this list.
Is it my turn?
I believe it is your turn.
Bird Box was fine. It was fine.
Until the ending.
I didn't have a whole lot of complaints. I thought it was fine. Psycho is transformative. It's dynamite. I mean, it is. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it, but it's like if you walk into it not knowing anything.
It's been 64. It's been 44
Fair
years.
enough. Fair enough.
Actually, no, it's been 64 years. Feel free to ruin it.
Yeah, it's like 1960. Is that
1960? It's been 64 years. Feel free to ruin it.
You think it's one kind of movie with one protagonist going down a certain road, and then suddenly it just does a 180 and it goes off in a totally unexpected direction. It is, I mean, Alfred Hitchcock made it like basically on a shoestring. You know what I mean? The studios did not want him to make this movie, right? And he said, I'm doing it, baby. I'm doing it. And I think even though it's an older film and sometimes those films can feel a little dated, it's great. It's
Alfred Hitchcock.
It's Alfred Hitchcock. Absolutely. I go Psycho all the way. I mean, it's not even close. That's ridiculous. Bird Box.
I love Bird Box until the end. The end ruined the whole fucking thing for me. And I was like, fuck you, Sandra Bullock. I'm going to tell everyone I know the ending sucks. And I will never watch it again. Go to hell. Psycho 100%. Plus, they filmed part of Psycho here, where she's driving and selling her car. That's Union Avenue, right by
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, they filmed it in Bakersfield. Actually, I knew that fact, but
how dare you mock me, Kevin?
The Bird Box to me is a one-time watch. You watch it once and then you're good. And the premise was stupid, I think. Really stupid. Let's put on blindfolds and walk like this the whole movie and pretend. And I mean, it's just stupid. But I mean, yeah, I kind of want to know more why, like, what was going on outside the world that you really like. They really didn't explain too much what was going on, like what the actual villain was. But besides people going crazy. But I mean, Psycho, I am not a fan. I mean, I like Hitchcock to some degree, but I'm not a huge Hitchcock fan. Psycho, to me, the only good thing I'll say about it is it spawned Bates Motel eventually, and that's one of my favorite.
I do love that. I love Bates Motel.
It spawned the greatness of Bates Motel and one of my favorite actors ever. And Bates Motel is one of the greatest things ever made for horror. But I am not a fan of Psycho.
Did you not see Hannibal? Perhaps you're confused.
Oh no! Hannibal's right there in the top 5 horror TV series of all time for me.
One of the best series. I was so sad when that canceled.
Matt Mikkelsen can get all the money in the world.
Oh yeah,
and he actually just said in an interview that they're thinking about continuing it.
Oh really?
They always said they couldn't get the rights for Silence of the Lambs because he was a wizard. I mean, that you're like, was this show on regular TV? You're like, dear Jesus.
Oh, I mean, him and Lawrence Fishburne in that were freaking incredible. But
absolutely.
Oh no, you're talking about the movie. I'm talking about the series.
I'm talking about the series.
Was Larry Fishburne in the series? I got to revisit.
Was he? Yeah. Was he? Yeah, he played the FBI agent. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it was Hugh Dancy was the main character. It was Hugh Dancy and Mads Mikkelsen, and I think it's been years, but I think it might have been Lawrence Fishburne was like his boss, right?
Lawrence Fishburne was Jack Crawford. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course you have the woman with the keys to my heart always, Gillian Anderson.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We all love her. I mean, she can do no wrong.
Scully can always get it. But Psycho will move on though. But to determine the final matchup in round 1, you have the second play-in match for the night.
All right.
And this is my, as I like to call it, the female redemption match.
Because we need to be redeemed?
Because these are 2 of my favorite female redemption movies, and I feel like they had to be in this bracket.
Okay.
Because they didn't make the top 32. And it is number 55, Teeth, versus number 67, Revenge.
Oh shit! I haven't seen either one of those.
I don't think
movies.
I've seen either. Which revenge is this?
Did you say teat or
No,
teeth?
Teeth.
Teeth. You have you have not seen either one of these. Oh my god.
No.
Okay.
I'm familiar with Teeth, but I
It
have not
sounds
seen it.
horrifying
Well-
just by its name.
Teeth is based on it's a legend and folklore in a lot of countries, but
Is it
it's
teeth in the vagina?
yes. It's
Every
based on
man played his finger.
it's based on the Native American folklore vagina dentatum,
Oh shit!
which
From the
it,
Latin.
it basically is about a high school girl with a certain medical malformity, and as a couple high school boys find out eventually, and a gynecologist find out eventually, can lead to some incidents.
I bet.
But not to give it away too much, but and I actually know someone who couldn't have sex with his girlfriend for 6 months to watching Teeth.
Holy, she moved on, right?
But
Bro.
so
I would
mean,
get some rubber teeth just as a surprise when it's finally time.
but I mean, Teeth is an it's funny, but it's also an amazingly good horror movie. Especially if you're a guy, it's fucking terrifying. The idea of it. I mean, I heard the Native American legend right before this movie ever came out, and the Native American legend scared the shit out of me. So
That'll do it.
But Revenge is an Australian horror movie about a woman who goes on a vacation with a guy she met, and his two drinking buddies show up, and he happens to run into town, and one of his buddies does something horrible while he's in town to the woman, and basically she threatens to run to the police, and in the process they think she's dead in a very painful way. Self-inflicted kind of, but in a very painful way. They think she's dead. She's not, and the movie's about her revenge.
So
kind of
which
spit
one
on
do
your
you
grave
like
kind of
better?
situation.
I mean, Teeth is more entertaining in a way because it's high school horror, and I always had a soft spot for high school horror because I don't know, seeing teenagers deal with things is always entertaining. But Revenge, especially the way that she supposedly is dead, is that scene right there will have you stand up and be like, oh my god, like it's pure brutal. And it's not like they even do anything to her. It's just self-inflicted. Like, it happens on accident. But the way she gets back at them is fucking all the female redemption any woman will ever need. So, I mean, it's up to you guys which scenario you think is better. I have a feeling it's not going to make a difference based on the movie it goes against in the final matchup in round one. But both these movies are amazing female redemption stories, and that's why I like to put them in here because they need to be in here.
Well, I like the whole teeth scenario. That's always a question whenever you have somebody who's a gynecologist or a relative that works in the emergency room. You always want to hear about the potato in the crotch that sprouts or the old teeth in the crotch. So based on nothing, I'm going with teeth.
Let's go Teeth.
Yeah, all right. I mean, honestly, you should put both those in your watch list if you haven't seen them because they're both amazing movies. But in their own aspects, they're both amazing movies. Revenge is Australian. Last I heard, it was on Shudder actually. But
Okay. I'll check it
Teeth,
out.
I don't know where Teeth is. I haven't tried to watch Teeth in a while here, but it doesn't really matter because number 55 Teeth is going into the final matchup to face number 30 ranked movie, always a fan favorite, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, I like Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin was
Bye teeth. Bye teeth.
Yeah.
We're synonymous on that, I think.
Cabin in the Woods. It was another one of those films where I just was flipping channels, stumbled upon it. I'm like, this looks kind of fun, and it's great. It is so. They take the horror tropes that we know and kind of make fun of them. I mean, it is. If you have not seen Cabin in the Woods,
surprise! It was such a surprise.
It was great. It was a delight. Go see it.
I try not to know anything about these movies. I want to be surprised. So I was really surprised.
And I actually watched Cabin in the Woods back in 2022. It was 2021 actually.
The great COVID watch.
No. I just started podcasting on a podcast called Bracket Bastards, and it was in our horror comedy bracket, and I was watching movies from that, and I picked Cabin in the Woods to watch, and I fell in fucking love with that movie. I mean, Bradley Whitford once again, but
yeah, Richard Jenkins, a young
so many
Chris
good
Hemsworth.
actors.
I mean, it's dynamite.
So many good actors, and as a paranormal lover, every paranormal legend ever is in that bunker.
Yes.
So, I've seen on Facebook 1,000 times a meme that says, "I want a miniseries about every creature in that bunker."
There's
And
your
I
anthology,
am
too.
100% down for that to happen someday.
Absolutely.
I want to know how they captured every creature in that bunker, and I want to see every creature in that bunker's turn doing terrifying somebody.
No question. The movie's just a lot of fun. I mean, that's all I can say. It's great.
I want to know the backstory about how the government got involved in trying to entertain these ancient deities.
I assume it's a Ghostbuster situation. It was just the vacuum.
Some of these creatures, though, I don't see how they would do that with. That's the thing. I kind of want the back lore. I do, but so is Cabin in the Woods synonymously moving on? I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a doubt. Which means in your final round 2 matchup coming up in the next round, it will be Cabin in the Woods versus Psycho.
Ooh.
So you guys have fun on that one, but it is time to start round 2. As long as round 1 went, this should be a lot faster because we've been through all these now. It's all the choices you guys made that you had to deal with.
Yeah.
which is my favorite part of every bracket is watching the reactions of the matches that you guys made. And the first one you're going to start with, going back to the other side, is number 41, It Chapter 1 from 2017 versus number 13, OG Frankenstein. And I think this one is Kevin starting, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I think if I was to sit down, which would I want to watch right now? I'm going to go It. I'm going crazy. I'm going to go It. Moving on.
I agree. It. Boom.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So Pennywise.
What I noticed is there's no ghost stories, and we haven't had any ghost stories yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've hit every movie in this, so there will be no ghost stories. But,
yeah.
I don't think.
I love me some Conjuring.
Well, trust me, there is a ghost movies bracket, and I'm pretty sure it's like 20-something parts. It's huge. It's not the biggest one. The biggest one by far is still the slashers bracket, which has 900 and something movies in it. But
it keeps going. Still continues.
Oh, we only did part 1, and I don't know when we're gonna get to the other 24 parts of it, but we'll see. Someday, I let the people who do the group ones pick like which one they want to do next, and I put it in a wheel and it picks which one. But I never will let them do the same one 2 times in a row, so I always take that out. So the slashers one could be picked in the next one though, because we did that back in October, September, so it's been a while. We can go to part 2. A lot of horrible slashers in the first part, I'll tell you that much, but. Some good ones, but a lot of horrible ones. But your next matchup to see who's facing Pennywise in the quarterfinals is either number 27, Rosemary's Baby, or number 26, Halloween. And Erin gets first in this one.
Rosemary's Baby. Tell me again. Rosemary's Baby.
Or Halloween.
Or Halloween. Rosemary's
Halloween.
Baby. Rosemary's Baby has it all. I want to live in the Dakota. I'm going to live in that house. And Ruth Gordon will come by and make me smoothies. And I'll give birth to the devil's baby. But it'll be in a beautiful, beautiful penthouse in New York.
It was a nice penthouse. And they smoked in that movie. So I love movies where they smoke in it. In like the house. It's like, better
They
times.
smoked in the house, but they painted everything white. So I guess it's probably a deep orange by now.
A deep orange. I'm going to make my choice and you're going to overrule me. But so it will eventually be Rosemary's Baby, but I'm going to say Halloween, the OG.
You're damn straight about one thing. And that's the fact that I will overrule it because I get to decide then. And Halloween will never get voted on by me. I mean, not the original. No way in hell. I No.
No way in hell, you bastard, Kevin.
I would actually vote for Halloween Season of the Witch over Halloween the original.
Oh,
I
Kevin
do love
would
Season of the
too.
Witch.
Kevin
I
would
do love
too.
Season of the Witch. It's hilarious.
I have a friend who loves Season of the. Okay. I have a podcast buddy who actually likes Season of the Witch too, but he lives well, actually, I think he does just to piss off our other podcast friend, but because she loves Michael Myers, and the fact that he's not in that movie is just hilarious. But all right, well, you guys will have Rosemary's Baby versus Pennywise in the quarterfinals, but
Easy.
the next matchup, well, for you maybe, but the next matchup is number 25 Silence of the Lambs versus number 24 Bone Tomahawk, and this one goes to Kevin first.
I like Bone Tomahawk, but it's obviously Silence of the Lambs. Boom.
Boom. What more do you need to say? I have seen a tomahawk steak, but I have not seen bone tomahawk, so it has to be Silence of the Lambs.
Add it to the list.
Tomahawk steak. That's a Father's Day tradition in my family. But things are really
Somehow I want it to be in the horror movie.
Not
so much.
The Bone
Is that where
Tomahawk.
they get the name?
The Bone Tomahawk is about the same size, so yeah. But that means that to face Silence of the Lambs, it's going to be either number 23, Aliens from 1986, or Hellraiser, number 54. And Aaron goes first this one.
Yeah, I think it's Erin.
Absolutely, you know what I'm going to pick. Hellraiser. The Cenobites win. Cenobites will get that alien queen in her dreams. That'll be it. What can they do? She's still a physical being. These people come from another dimension. Fuck you, alien queen. Hellraiser.
All I can say is game over, man. It's game over. I'm going with Aliens.
Oh, which makes I have to make this hard pick. And for me, it's God damn it. I don't want to do this, and no one's watching, so I can't even go to the audience because it's too late for people to be watching at this point, at least on the East Coast. But I gotta go with Hellraiser's more horror movie to me, so I gotta go with Hellraiser. If I'm going, it's a horror movie.
Excellent choice.
Excellent
choice. I applaud your decision.
And I think it has a better chance against the movie it's facing in the quarterfinals, but we'll see. But the other side of the round two is going to start off with Kevin, and it's number 22, Night of the Living Dead, versus number 6, When a Stranger Calls.
Night of the Living Dead.
Easy.
no question. I mean, like
agreed. Agreed.
I chose When a Stranger Calls just because I pretty much had to in that scenario, but Night of the Living Dead is iconic to me.
100%. 100%. We agree on a freakish amount of movies, Kevin, and yet when we're reviewing movies, we always seem to be in the opposite realms.
It's true.
Well, to face Night of the Living Dead, it's going to be either number 5, Alien from 1979, or number 19, Let the Right One In. And Aaron's choice first.
God, those are such different movies. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go with the one that I'm just going to pick the one I like better because, quite frankly, Alien was very traumatizing to me, and although I've seen it many times since then, I'm picking Let the Right One In. I really love that movie.
Once again, I'm going to choose a movie, and you guys are going to overrule me. I'm going to go Alien on this. I think you guys agree more than Aaron and I.
It's a new podcast. The podcast that wouldn't die again.
Well, actually, you might be surprised in that because I actually go with Alien. It's the suspense that kills you. And
that's what kills you. The waiting. You're like,
and seeing that when you're a kid, and
yes,
every time you get stomach pain, you're just like, no,
yes,
no,
yes.
There's an alien in me.
gonna jump the fuck out of me. Even Roseanne, remember there was a Halloween episode of Roseanne.
Yep.
Where the daughter had the alien doll jump out of her chest.
Mm-hmm. I love a good sitcom reference. Always.
Roseanne was the best. Had the best Halloween episodes.
Next to Simpsons, maybe.
Yeah, and The Simpsons.
Because Simpsons, I'm pretty sure parodied at least 20 of these movies, if not more. But
I agree.
they actually did the Babadook a couple seasons ago. But
I just need to download and stream just their Halloween episodes. Sometimes they suck. I didn't need to see The Raven, Nevermore.
That wasn't horrible, but I'm pretty sure there actually is a playlist on Disney Plus that's just Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Cannot have another subscription. Too many.
I have kids. I have every subscription on demand, but that means you guys have 2 matchups left in round 2, and the first one is going to be number 18, Hereditary, versus number 2, Get Out, and Kevin starts it.
I'm going Get Out all day, every day. Get Out is just, like I said before, Hereditary is a hard watch. It's rough sledding. Good film, very well made. It just deals with a lot of kind of uncomfortable.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hereditary's movie where the mom's on the attic door banging her head against it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
yeah, I'm thinking of the right movie.
Toni Collette, right?
Toni Collette.
Yeah, Toni Collette. Yeah.
It's a possession movie, but there's also multiple scenes of Gabriel Byrne just like crying in his car.
As he should. Gabriel Byrne.
So Get Out is just a lot more fun. I'm going Get Out.
Thanks for talking me out of my choice. Get Out, while I absolutely love, is really, it's the Stepford Wives. Boom, we're going Heredity, which will fuck you up. How about that?
That's shocking.
I know.
It will fuck you up, but I have to believe Get Out will fuck you up more, and that's why I would having to pick a tiebreaker here. I will have to go Get Out, because Jordan Peele, as a fan of Key and Peele to begin with, Jordan Peele, I love his horror movies, except for Nope, because Nope sucks balls. But big kite alien balls. But I don't get what he was thinking. I don't. I mean, I'm not a big Candyman fan either of his Candyman version, but
the original Candyman was better.
I am not a Candyman fan of any of them, actually. I just can't get into those. I tried all of them, and I just can't get into them. I don't know. I mean, to me, Candyman's like Leprechaun. I just can't get into it.
Oh my God.
Unless it's Leprechaun Leprechaun in the Hood. That's the only one.
That's the good one. No question.
When he pulls the freaking hatchet out of the afro, that's all I need to see. But classic. But your final matchup in round 2 to see who's facing Get Out in the quarterfinals is either number 1 ranked Psycho from 1960 or number 30 Cabin in the Woods. And Erin gets to start this one off.
We've already talked about Psycho too much, so I'm already bored with it. Cabin in the Woods.
I was bored with it the second I watched it, but
but I love Psycho. I love Alfred Hitchcock. But I'm going Cabin in the Woods.
I think his movies are too one dimension. That's the problem. I mean, Psycho was the exception to that rule, but I think most of his movies are just too one dimension. The birds, freaking Vertigo, like
North by Northwest is dynamite. I love a lot of his films. That being said, if I was going to sit down and choose one to watch right now, it's going to be Cabin in the Woods.
There we go.
No
There we go.
No question.
Like I said, always a fan favorite. Always
It's great. It is so much fun. I can't overstate it. It's so much fun.
That's how I decided to go with it. Which one do I want to? I would rather see right now.
I mean, yeah, and it's I agree.
Doesn't mean I won't watch Psycho tomorrow, but right now it's Cabin in the Woods.
No question.
Which means you guys are in the quarterfinals. Only 8 movies left to decide a winner from, and the first matchup is number 41, It, from 2017 versus number 27, Rosemary's Baby. And Kevin starts this one off.
I think I'm going Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby.
You wore me down. I'm going Rosemary's Baby.
It's genius. It's genius.
It really is. I mean, I would love to get a prequel series about that cult.
Yes. All of them witches. I was at a bookstore and the word "all of them witches" popped into my head. I'm like, what's happening?
But, and that means it's going to be facing one of these two movies in the semifinals. And it's either number 25, Silence of the Lambs, versus number 54, Hellraiser. And Erin gets to start this one out, which I'm actually excited about that.
Silence of the Lambs or Hellraiser? God damn it. I'm going to go Silence of the Lambs. I mean, you're right. It's really not a horror movie, but I fucking love Hannibal Lecter. I mean,
oh, don't get me wrong.
Chris Isaac's in it, but he's like the skin butterfly dude. I mean, come on. I have to go Silence of the Lambs.
I'm definitely going Silence of the Lambs on this one.
No, I mean, question. The Cenobites could visit Hannibal Lecter and recruit him.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins is a goddamn treasure. He's in this movie for like 10 minutes, if you look, and he's Academy Award winner, Best Actor.
I mean, the rest of the movies kind of suck, but this is it. This is it.
I actually am a huge fan of Young Hannibal.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Hannibal Rising, is that what it was called?
Hannibal Rising, yes, Hannibal Rising. That's what it's called.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Young Sheldon.
It's Young Sheldon.
It's the prequel movie, and it explains what led him becoming who he is, and it is a amazing movie. What the freaking Nazi soldiers did to his sister. Oof.
No shit.
Oh, maybe I did see this. Or am I getting flashes from the series? Maybe.
No, it was not in the series.
It wasn't in the series? So
they didn't touch on this in the series. Hannibal Rising came out in, I think, 2004.
All right. I'll have to check into that.
It shows him as a kid, and it shows him into a young adulthood and him becoming what he became. But it's a damn good movie. It's actually the first Hannibal series movie in the Hannibal series I've ever seen. And it was amazing. It got me into it. But
perfect.
And I think it's better than Silence of the Lambs, personally. That's me. But
all right, that's tall order, friend. Tall order.
It's the actor who played him. I don't know who it is off the top of my head, but the actor who played Hannibal Lecter in it was freaking amazing. But the other side of the quarterfinals is going to start off with number 22, Night of the Living Dead, versus number 5, Alien from 1979, and this is Kevin starting it.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
What's going on, 28 Paranormal Investigations? Glad to have you watching.
You're at a crucial moment. You're checking in here. I'm going to say, good grief. If I was going to sit down and watch a movie right now, it would be Alien. And it pains me to say it, but it would be Alien. I watch Alien right now. So I'm going to go with Alien.
Right.
I was too busy looking up who played Hannibal Lecter. Some guy named Gaspard Ulliel.
Gaspard Ulliel. Yeah. And Anthony Hopkins actually is in it for a second, too, at the end.
Yeah.
But, so what do you choose, Erin, for God's sakes?
Well, so I was trying to hint to you that I wasn't paying attention, and I don't remember what the matchup is.
Night of the Living Dead versus Alien. It's hard.
Yeah, that's a hard one because they're both very similar in that they were like slow but tense.
Yes.
They were both upsetting to me in my development.
In your youth.
I'm going to say Alien because by then the production value is higher, the acting is better. But it's tight. But I'm going to say Alien.
I mean, it's a science fiction movie that doesn't look dated and crappy. You know what I mean? So that's something to herald as well.
I mean, my God, I really just blank on the director's
Ridley Scott.
Ridley
Ridley
Scott,
Scott.
yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to say Cameron for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I mean it's really because Cameron did a lot of 80s alien movies, but
He did
it is-
Aliens.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true. That's
we were
that's
just
why
talking
I'm thinking
about
of-
him.
Yeah, but yeah, Alien moves on then, and we'll face in your last two movies in the quarterfinals, either number 2 Get Out or number 30 Cabin in the Woods, and this one is going to Erin first.
Well, it's got to be Get Out. I love Cabin in the Woods, but Get Out's just a little step above. It's a step above. It's more complex, I think, and the acting's dynamite.
I mean, Get Out's a better film,
Yeah.
no question. But God damn it, I love Cabin in the Woods. I can't quit you.
I can't quit you,
I wish I
Cabin.
knew how to quit you. I'm gonna go Cabin in the Woods. I'm going down with the ship. I will go down with
I can hear the lighthouse.
No, that got eliminated in the first round, thank God. But,
the
fuck, and that means it's my decision, which
Yep.
God damn it, not a decision I want to make. For rewatchability purposes alone, I honestly have to go with Cabin in the Woods. It's just horror fun. It's horror fun,
It is horror fun.
and watching what's his name ride the motorcycle into the freaking billboard every time always gets me. So
Hemsworth, yeah, it is. Before he was Thor, he was crashing into billboards. on
oh,
his
true. It is,
motorcycle.
oh my God, it is him. Oh my God, I forgot it was him for a second. I'm blanking on his name for some reason, but oh my God, yeah,
Chris
I don't know why I'm
Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Oh my.
Yeah.
It's late here. What can I say? But,
okay.
and surprisingly, Hills Have Eyes was not in the top 32 horror movies of all time. I can't explain it.
Shocking.
Baby's fat, you fat, fat and juicy.
Anytime I drive through the desert, my family knows it's Hills Have Eyes country.
You're gonna be
Well,
a
I'm-
desert wife. Look out! Make sure you got gas.
Well, that means you guys are in the semifinals. 4 movies left, and the first matchup is number 27, Rosemary's Baby, versus number 25, Silence of the Lambs. And this is Kevin's pick first, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go Silence of the Lambs.
Well, you would be wrong. So let me just tell you why. Quite frankly, Rosemary's Baby is a true horror film.
Yes,
It is not that I don't love Silence of the Lambs, but the cast alone in Rosemary's Baby, I mean, that husband, his acting is tremendous. He is such a slimy,
Cassavetes.
guilty. Cassavetes is slimy, guilt-ridden. I sold a baby. I let my wife be raped to soothe my ego. It's just a better story, I think. And I mean, nothing is out of place. It's a perfect movie. I mean, God, it's hard because they're both really goddamn good. But I'm dying on Rosemary's Baby.
How many Academy Awards did Rosemary's Baby win? Remind
1,000.
me.
10,000.
All of them. Every category.
From the history of cinema.
I mean, if the Academy Awards actually were what they're supposed to be, then yeah, it probably would have. But
Absolutely.
especially back then, horror movies were not appreciated one damn bit. But
Mia Farrow got served with her divorce papers on the set.
That's right.
yeah, which means it comes down to me, and for the sake of horror, it has to be Rosemary's Baby because, like Erin said, that husband would make Bing Crosby very proud. So,
Bing Crosby.
Pop.
It's hilarious.
but that means Rosemary's Baby will go into the finals, and will be facing either number 5, Alien from 1979, or number 30, Cabin in the Woods. And this one is Erin's pick first.
Original Alien, Cabin in the Woods. It's got to be Alien. I mean, Cabin in the Wood is fine. It's fine. It's Taco Bell versus having a steak dinner. Everybody loves Taco Bell, but you're not going to bypass a steak dinner.
Everybody loves Taco Bell until the next morning, but yeah.
You know what? If it's Taco Bell, then I'm going to have to make a run for the border because I'm doing Cabin in the Woods. I can't help myself. Somebody stop me.
Man, y'all making me choosing both the semifinals? Shit. I usually don't have to do this in the semifinals, for God's sake. But
at the end, we were simpatico, and now it's like frying.
Shit. All right. You know what? Well, what's already in the... All right. You know what? I am gonna go with Cabin in the Woods because for the simple reason that in the third and fourth place matchup, it puts two movies against you that are not technically horror movies by most people's definitions. So that's the reason I'm doing it, because of that. Because I want to see those two movies face each other to see which wins the horror adjacent matchup.
The Palme d'Or.
Which we will do the third and fourth place matchup at this point before we do the finals. And the third and fourth place matchup is between Silence of the Lambs and Alien. We got the psychological thriller versus the science fiction thriller.
Who speaketh first?
I believe Kevin gets this one first.
God damn it!
Which one of these was his pick? One of these was his pick to win to go to the finals. So that's the interesting part.
Silence of the Lambs.
Concur.
It's hard.
Not sure which one of us if you're asking the guest or me, that 28, but Paranormal Normal does have a YouTube channel. We just don't stream there live, but all the old videos from my past episodes are there.
We have one too.
Yep. I was gonna say, is it simply called The Podcast That Wouldn't Die?
Podcast That Wouldn't Die. We simulcast our podcast onto YouTube, so you get to check out this goodness.
I don't think you do simulcast. I don't think you know what that means.
Well, okay, fair enough. It's the same show in the same places.
After we film it and download it and edit it, Kevin will upload it.
It's not live. You get the idea.
After he bleeps all my profanity out.
That's actually something I gotta start about doing again, because I used to stream to my network, one of my network's YouTube channels, but we stopped doing that because my music show got us a couple episodes taken down because some guests wanted to play songs on their cell phones to hear what they were again during a live, and YouTube don't like that. So
no.
Everybody's taking us down all the time. TikTok's flagging us. Facebook is flagging us. It's a situation.
So it's
a battle.
It's ridiculous. But I will have to start streaming this show back on my YouTube, because there's nothing on this show that's gonna get me taken down. I say, as I'm thinking about it, like, shit, that might not be true, but we'll see. We'll see. And if it gets taken down, it gets taken down. But we don't do investigations. 28. This is the paranormal podcast where I interview people who do paranormal investigations, but this is a horror movie bracket, and they are a horror movie podcast. So come check back on Saturday night. Actually, I will have a live on Saturday night with 2 paranormal investigators from Wisconsin. So looking forward to that interview. But your guys' final matchup, though, and this one gets started off by Erin, is number 27, Rosemary's Baby, versus number 30, Cabin in the Woods.
Rosemary's Baby, Rosemary's Baby, the baby of Rosemary, Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby in a Cabin in the Woods, Rosemary's Baby.
Look,
it's fantastic. I want to watch it right now. I'm supposed to pack for a trip to San Francisco tomorrow morning, but I'm going to stay up and watch Rosemary's Baby again.
And you're gonna be up for a while. That's a long freaking movie, but
I'm gonna say it again. Rosemary's Baby, obviously a better film. Obviously,
You're going down to the ship.
Now that being said, which would I want? Which am I putting on if I sit on the couch right now?
Rosemary's Baby?
It's Cabin in the Woods with a surprise. We're throwing it back to you, bro. What are you gonna do?
Okay, see, Cabin in the Woods, I was 100% fine when it won the horror comedy bracket on Bracket Bastards. 100% fine with that. Winning a horror movie bracket over, although especially over, I mean, it was over Halloween.
But with your feelings are correct.
If it was over the original Halloween, then yeah, Cabin in the Woods would be winning this. But if it was over a lot of other horror movies, Cabin in the Woods would be winning this. But over Rosemary's Baby, I couldn't do any of these horror brackets again in my life if I let Rosemary's Baby lose to Cabin in the Woods.
What about Chopping Mall? Would it lose to Chopping Mall?
I have not seen Chopping Mall yet, much to the disregard of a lot of people that give me shit for that. Trust me, the amount of horror movies I have to watch for this podcast keeps me busy full time. So
yeah.
So I mean, Chopping Mall's on a lot of lists for brackets. So it's definitely in the slasher brackets and a bunch of different other brackets as well. But Rosemary's Baby is definitely gonna get first place in this one. It has to. It has to over Cabin in the Woods.
Absolutely.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, and Trilogy of Terror is not on the list, unfortunately. And
although Kevin and I went to go see Karen Black when she was promoting
House of a Thousand Corpses
with Rob Zombie, only to see Karen Black and only because of Trilogy of Terror.
I mean, I don't know what you're saying. That's not even that scary. I mean, Cabin in the Woods and Rosemary's Baby, neither of them are that scary, but they're both excellent horror movies. I mean, horror movies don't have to be grip the edge of your seat scary to be good. That's the thing.
Right.
They said it's topic oriented, and Blair Witch was scarier. I mean, I don't know about that. Yeah.
But I fell asleep watching.
We beg to differ. And by the way, is the background let the right one in? Or what's the background you're showing now on the screen?
That's my logo.
Is that your logo?
Yeah.
The two hands?
Well, I believe they're supposed to be gray hands, but yeah.
That's not Human Centipede or something.
No. Oh God. The only
human not on the list.
I actually think it was in the list, like in the top 100, but I think it was very, 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 very near the bottom. And Phantasm was not on the list at all. Actually, maybe it was. I could be.
I love Phantasm.
Phantasm was great.
Love it.
But that means you guys, out of 36 movies, have picked your top 4, with Alien, the number 5th ranked movie, coming in at 4th place. And that's actually the lowest. That's actually the highest ranked movie in your final 4. And it getting followed by, in 3rd place, number 25, Silence of the Lambs. In 2nd place, number 30, Cabin in the Woods. And in 1st place, number 27, Rosemary's Baby. I think this is actually the lowest ranked top 4 we've had in any of these done. So I fucking love it. Because I think a lot of these movies, I do not agree with the rankings of it all. So fuck Rotten Tomatoes. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again every time. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Their idea of rankings, I don't know if they actually go. And I don't believe these are the popcorn meter rankings. I really don't. Fucking censor, pick it up. Fucking censor.
It's like me in my classroom throwing stuff across the room.
But yeah, I mean, I don't. Rotten Tomato. I think this is actually the Rotten Tomato ranking. The tomato meter. I don't think it's the popcorn meter, because the popcorn meter.
Right.
I don't think people would pick a lot of these. It's the top 30 horror movies of all time. But
you had Tales from the Hood in the top 5. That was ridiculous. I've never even heard of such a thing.
Yeah, that's a crime. Crime against humanity.
And yeah, I mean, at least it should have been Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror. But
and no question, Bones.
I know. Tell me about it.
All debts are paid, baby.
Well, folks, we have finished the Rotten Tomato horror movie bracket. Almost 2 hours long, because that's how long these things always take. Because it's horror movies, and horror movies are beloved. And
Absolutely.
next up, godliness. But where can they find you guys? Where can they find your podcast? Promote yourselves to the fullest.
Kevin.
We are the podcast that wouldn't die. We're on. We do guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres. We're all across social media. We're on X, Facebook. We're on Threads. We're on Blue Sky.
Ticker Talker.
TikTok. We're on Instagram. We record our shows on YouTube, and we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So check it out.
Yes, and I just might have to guest in their podcast when they decide to watch Teeth of Revenge. Just might have to.
Absolutely.
Actually, when you do Teeth, I definitely have to be on because that's that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a fun one. And oh, that's a horror movie that'll have you scared and laughing at the same time. So
perfect.
But oh my god, the scene with the gynecologist still to this day, I could just think about it and start giggling. But it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. But yes, folks, all my listeners know you could find me in a myriad of places because I'm fucking everywhere in this world. But if you really want to know, Spotify listeners, check the outro. For all those watching the live, you can, of course, find me streaming live on Parapost Network on Facebook, a great home for all vodcasts and podcasts. You could find me on the Uncensored, Untamed, and Unapologetic UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group, streaming live usually. You can find me on X and the Gram as at Juggalo Bastard. I do stream on X Live. And you could find me on TikTok as at Juggalo Bastard Podcast if you want to see clips from my music show. And you could also find me on YouTube as Paranormal Normal. See old episodes there, and I may start streaming live there again. We'll see. And you can also find me on Blind Knowledge Network, a great place for podcasts as well, even though we don't stream live on there anymore for some reason. I think I'm that reason, but we'll see. And come back and check it out. This is going to be a full week, actually. I have a paranormal interview Saturday with 2 paranormal investigators from Wisconsin. And then actually, that's it for this show. My music show has a lot more going on this weekend, so check that out. Rolling Stone bracket continues this weekend for all my Parapost watchers who like watching that. So part 8 this weekend, I believe, because we're breaking down the top 500 songs from Rolling Stone's list. And just like I was like to say, fuck Rotten Tomatoes, fuck Rolling Stone, because their list is garbage. But oh, we've gone 3 hours in some of these parts of 32 songs, so it's just ridiculous. But come back, check it out next time. Until then, I'd like to thank Erin and Kevin for coming on, because it's been a freaking amazing, fun 2 hours. And we'll have to match them back on at some point to do another horror movie bracket, because trust me, I have more. You might have to watch some movies for those ones, though, because these ones are some lesser known movies, but we'll see. You guys seem to watch a lot of the lesser known stuff as well, so we'll see. But
sounds great.
Till next time, thanks everybody for watching, and to all Spotify listeners, thank you for listening. Have a good one.
You can find me on Facebook as Jeremy Bryant, or you can find me as Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group. You can find me on Twitter and the Instagram as @JuggaloBastard, or should I say X now. And you can find me on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. You can also find me on YouTube as Paranormal the New Normal. And you can also find me streaming on YouTube as Blind Knowledge Network, because all knowledge is blind until they admit Bigfoot exists.